United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dave, do you want to say something? What's that?
No. Bow your heads, please. Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening in a humble manner and ask that you would watch over us and bless these proceedings tonight. Help us to serve each other and our community the very best that we can. Pray that you would just give us your divine guidance and all of the discussions and decisions that we make. And in like manner, Lord, we pray that you would just, as we embark on a new administration for this country, you would ground them in your guidance and please give them all of the newly elected leaders the wisdom and the sense to take us in the right direction and with your guiding hand to help them do just that. Pray that you would bless the men and women who protect us in uniform, our first responders, watch over and bless them in each of their ways that they need you. And we pray these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. And as a board, I suppose we do take note that today is the last day of one administration and tomorrow the beginning of a next, an interesting one. Okay. I have no announcements. Do you have any announcements? Hearing none, we shall proceed to the one and only case number 0515.
Good evening,
Minutes,
Board.
Mr. Chairman.
Oh, let's do the minutes of the last meeting. I remember that one. It was in October. Okay. Has everybody read them? Anybody got any corrections or additions they'd like to make? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to accept them as written.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And opposed, none. Therefore, these are the official minutes. Okay, now you can proceed.
Good evening, Board. Just to refamiliarize yourselves with us, I am Bill Williams, the Code Enforcement Manager. I know we haven't seen each other for a while, so it's a pleasure to be before you tonight. I just wanted to make note that we are changing administrations tomorrow, and I turned 48 years of age, so I don't know if that correlation is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sure. So our one and only case that we're bringing before you tonight is a request for reduction in fines. Let me give you a little background. You have the final order in front of you, as well as the minutes from last month. This case was a 2005 case regarding junk and debris. It was brought before the board, and the board made a ruling. The order that you see in front of you was dated July 21st, 2005. It was, the property owner at that time was a Michael Clancy. The property was not brought into compliance, and the board made a ruling of $50 a day fine from the date of the order, as well as two $185 administrative costs assessed to the property. The property was not brought into compliance, and since then has changed hands and ownership. Representing the new owners is Mr. John Reed. He is here this evening, representing from the Dowd Law Firm. Currently, the total running from the date that the order was recorded, which was February 6, 2006, the total fines on the property, including the administrative cost, reached $200,370.
How much?
$200,370. That is correct, sir. At this time, I'm going to turn over the microphone to Mr. Reed as a representative of Dowd Law Firm to make the request for the reduction. As of December 12, 2016, this property has been brought into compliance. We have since closed out our code case on it.
What date?
December 12th, 2016. And I will turn it over to Mr. Reed.
Thank you.
Good evening, Board. This is my first time before you, so thank you for having me tonight and considering this issue. As it was stated, I represent the new property owners, John Dowd and his wife, Martha Dowd. I know these violations accrued in the 2005 year, and it's been going on for quite a while now, and the fine amounts have gotten to the $200,000 range approximately. My clients took title to the property in June 2014, I believe was the month of the quitclaim deed. It was quitclaimed to them from Michael Clancy and his family. They were a former client as payment for past services rendered. At that time, my clients did not know about the violations, the fines that had accrued, or the lien on the property. Had they known about that at the time or shortly thereafter, I can tell you this situation would have been resolved a lot sooner than it is. But when my clients decided to go ahead and try and sell the property, which was June of last year, they discovered this lien and these fines that have accrued on the property. That purchaser is still lined up currently. He intends to purchase the property and build a home, build a residence for himself and a stable for his horses as well. Since that time in June of 2016, my clients took immediate action to try and get this property brought up to compliance, and they have. As you've heard, it is, as of December 12, 2016, the property is in compliance. At this time, we are requesting a reduction in the fine amount. We spent $3,000 to get the property brought up to code. We're asking for a reduction to an amount commensurate with the amount that we spent to get the property brought back into compliance. We understand that the administrative fees need to be paid. I think there's 2 administrative fees in the amount of $185 each, but we are ready to get that paid immediately to get this issue resolved. And I appreciate your consideration.
And you're proposing what, a reduction to what? To the labor already expended?
$3,000.
How
In
do you
addition to the labor already expended.
So you're looking for $6,000 reduction?
No.
No. Well, look, if do it again. Make the offer to us.
Okay. We've spent $3,000 to bring the property back into compliance. Obviously, we'll eat that cost, and we offer $3,000 in exchange for the fine being waived.
And the fine should be $200,000, and we're going to reduce it to $6,000.
$6,000?
$3,000. That is.
Oh, and the $3,000 was already
Yes,
spent.
Yes.
Wait, but you said that you represented the party, and I wasn't sure at that time if you meant the party, Mr. Clancy, or the new owner.
The new owners, John Dowd and his wife. Michael Clancy was the previous owner who transferred the property to them as payment for prior services rendered.
Without notifying the new owners
Yes.
of the lien.
I don't get
But when the quitclaim deed was filed to try to transfer the property again, it was discovered that there was this lien.
Once my clients lined up a purchaser for the property, and that was June of 2016. And it's at that point that they discovered the lien and the fine amounts on the property.
Let me see if I can cut through this for everybody.
Sure.
The way I understand this, John Dowd's an attorney over Fort Walton Beach.
Yes, sir.
He must have represented this Clancy person. Mr. Clancy, and I'm just going to guess here, probably ran out some money, had a bill that was outstanding. John told him, "You got to clear your bill." Mr. Clancy tendered this property, but did not make him aware of the outstanding fines.
That is
At
correct.
that point, Mr. Dowd, to his chagrin, I would assume, found out that there were $200,000 worth of fines and went, "This is not a marketable property anymore," which occasioned you being here tonight. Is that?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Long story short,
All
thank
right,
you.
well, that's a thought. I've been in that position before myself. I know exactly how this works.
So attorneys tell people to do research on title, and he did.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know the reasons behind that, but I know that the liens were not discovered by my client until an attempt to resell the property.
Could you tell me what the amount was that this was supposed to clear? What was the outstanding amount that he traded this property to clear?
I do not know the actual amount of the bill, and I do apologize for that. I can get that for the board if need be. I would just be guessing at this point.
May we ask what the purchase price is of the property that somebody's willing to pay?
I believe it is it's around 40 to 50 at this point in time.
40, 50,000 for the whole, the value of the property, in other words.
Yes, sir.
So essentially what you're telling us then, again, to try to cut through this, is this property is a quarter of its value and no longer marketable, and the Dows are essentially taking on Albatross.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'm sorry, I got lost somewhere between, okay, Mr. Clancy is who was found in violation originally, correct? He was the original owner of the property.
That is
It
correct.
changed hands in 2014
In June of 2014.
to Mr. Dowd.
Correct.
Well, I have to, point of clarification, in 2007, according to the public records, it, 4/17/2007, it transferred to a Chet Huskins, an LLC for a sale price of $74,000. Then May 15th of 2014, it was transferred from ML LLC to John Dowd and Martha
Okay,
Dowd.
so it was May. And I can represent to the board that I believe ML LLC was a company that was owned by Mr. Clancy's family.
All right, then in 2014, as Mr. Dowd acquired the property.
Yes, correct.
And so, and there was no the title cloud, I mean, nothing turned up in the title search showing that there was a lien on it, or did we have a lien on
He
it?
didn't do a title search.
Well, it was
Do
a
it.
quick claim, if I understand.
It was a quick claim
So
deed.
essentially,
Okay.
Mr.
And-
Dowd must have gone, look, as long
I
as
got
you
you,
clear
I
your
got you.
bill,
Correct.
and there's no title search performed, there's not.
Okay, all right, well, that answers that.
So that's
Then-
it. He would have made that innocent mistake. It wasn't
It's
negligent on
very-
this.
And listen, here's
Yeah.
what happens. Anytime that you involve, and I'm speaking from my own experience.
You're right.
Sydney, I'm sure will correct me if I'm wrong. When you're in a situation like this, what you want you to do is you want your client to fix the bill. They offer you something, they tender it to you with a quick claim, which essentially says any interest I may have
Yeah.
is now yours. It's not a warranty deed that says I'm going to warrant that these things are true.
Oh.
It just says I'm giving you everything I got. Even if they don't have title, they give you a quick claim deed. It's a bad deed, but it's a deed nonetheless.
Yeah, I can give you a quick claim deed on anything
Yeah,
out
I
there,
can claim
and,
his house to you.
yeah,
It's not
and it
effective.
doesn't mean anything, but it's still.
And what I see here is that Mr. Dowd took an opportunity to find something that the guy could give him,
Right.
and I believe, and I'm opposite to Mr. Dowd in a couple other cases, so any opportunity I can stick to.
You might want to recuse
Yeah.
yourself, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think this is an innocent mistake by a person who was trying to clear a bill.
What's the tax value?
The tax value on it,
Yeah.
according to what I
Yeah.
pulled today, for point of clarification, the extra feature value is $600, there is no building. Land value, $26,450. Agricultural, zero. Market value, zero. Just market value is $27,050. Assessed value is $27,050.
So we can figure
So
This
the
is
actual
for-
market value would be about
And this is for 5.29 acres, and this is in the north end of the county, so.
No, no
So the actual
exemption.
market value would be, as he says, a maximum about 40,000.
Yeah.
So.
No exemptions or anything?
Now, let me finish my previous, or the last part of my previous question. So between 2014 and June of 2016, your client, Mr. Dowd, owned the property. He tried to sell it in 2016, and that's when this turned up?
Correct.
In June of 2016?
Correct. And
Somebody
that's,
did a title search.
But it never sold because of this reason, or?
yes, it just,
I mean, it was just
yeah, it hasn't
too
sold
much
because
of
of
a-
this.
okay.
And the purchaser's still lined up.
So Mr. Dowd still owns the property, obviously.
That is correct. That is correct. Mr. Dowd and his wife.
And the liens,
Yeah, he got the good with, or the bad with the good.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, just throw out a number to go up and down on?
Yeah, but we could close this part of the hearing and we'll discuss it. Does anyone have any other questions
Okay.
of Mr. Reed?
Well, let me make a statement kind of question, if the market value of the property is, and I guess Renee answered this, is at most 40,000, the most that if we were to clear the lien, that's the most we'd get out of it anyway, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
If
After-
I mean, we're not gonna get anywhere close to
You'd
it.
never get that. You'd never get that.
You never, yeah, I'd say, yeah, that would be but I mean, I'm talking about
This is,
if it was the actual sell and then the lien was cleared out.
What'd you get?
That's from the Walton County Property Appraiser's website from today.
And it would be the assessed value would be
The
likely?
assessed value is what the property appraiser deems it to be.
That's
That's
what
Right,
you put the
right.
taxes on.
what
Yeah.
they put the taxes on.
Right, and in my experience, it's somewhere around half of what the
Right.
place would really sell for.
The-
Yes.
And the reality is, with a piece of property with this large of any type, and what happened, I'm sure, is the title search was run by the new purchaser.
Correct.
And the title company said,
You don't do
you've
this.
got a $200,000, potentially $200,000
Right.
for a $40,000 piece of property.
Right.
So
But
it'll
what
never
I guess
sell.
what I'm saying is
Yeah.
if the county foreclosed this lien out, that's.
You're only gonna get, yeah.
And
Plus you
Mr.
have
Lovell, I'm
costs
sorry,
associated with it.
I don't mean to interject, but I guess on your points, given the facts of this case, and the value of the property, I think it very unlikely that my office would seek to foreclose the lien. So as far as staff is concerned, we're interested in resolving this matter for
Gotcha.
Mr. Dowd.
And there's no title.
I know, I just wanted to make that, well,
Okay.
clarify.
Okay, then I'm going to close this part. And somebody, he's offered us
I
3,000.
recommend that we have a discussion here concerning this.
Okay.
That's open to the public.
Well,
That's open to us.
it's open to us. They've told us what they know, the public. Now we
Well,
got.
they can comment on it later, I imagine, since they can redress their grievances. in the
Well,
first
not really.
amendment.
At this point, it's up to us.
Well, I think what I would say then is this, I think the offer, as it stands now, is probably about as fair as it can be, and I think Mr. Dowdworth already had one loss, and we'll suffer another loss if we don't reduce it substantially.
Well, I agree, but I don't know if the $3,000 number is the appropriate
No.
number.
Let's put the $3,000 up there and
I
out
agree with that.
there,
I would put 3,000.
and then go up and down with the arguments go either way from that.
Okay, well, what would you suggest?
I think $3,000 is kind of high.
Okay,
Considering $40,000, we want development in this county. We want people, especially up north. The more taxpayers we get up north, moving in, the better for the entire county. And, I could see going back down to, the 185 times 2. And because we have somebody that's gonna develop this property, that's been sitting there for 200 years without any development. I don't know what caused the complaint in the first place, but I'm assuming it was just, storage of, do we know what?
It was a trailer
It was a
on the
trailer.
property.
trailer.
Trailer and all this crap.
It wasn't boarded up and some miscellaneous debris, yes, ma'am.
I think-
But it sounds like that there'd be some good development of perhaps a home on the property?
That's
a
what's
house?
intended, yes, and that
Single
is still,
family.
that is still lined up. It's a personal friend.
Okay, that's another question, Mr. Chairman. So I understood you to say that is immediately upon discovering this lien, your client worked to bring the property in compliance, right?
Correct.
And anybody in the county verify that, or that was?
Yes,
It-
Mr. Lovell, I believe a code enforcement officer has found it to be in compliance.
But I mean, as soon as they discovered the lien, or the violation, not the lien, but.
They reached out to our office in June of 2000.
Okay, so they did make
Yes, sir.
good faith, earnest
Yes,
effort to
and
bring it
they-
in compliance, okay.
We
that's-
immediately identified what needed corrected for compliance, and they did such.
All right, that's good.
All right,
Okay.
And I agree with Jack, I think we ought to move the fines down, but I think the $3,000 offer is more than fair considering the circumstances, and that's what I'd motion for once that time.
I agree with that.
I'd
okay,
second
Charlotte,
that.
what do you think?
I think you're being really generous,
Good, I like being there.
and I'm not, but, by reducing it any, we're doing him a favor. And I can see reducing it to, $27,000, and the reason being, he's learned a lesson too, and he's gonna make a little money off of it, but I don't think that, it's been sitting there for quite a while waiting for somebody to do something, so that's my 2 cents.
Dave, what do you think?
I think, given we have confirmation from the county that the current owner did the best he could to bring this thing into compliance as soon as he was made aware of the situation, that the $3,000 is more than fair offer.
Okay.
And that, I mean, I don't know that we need to penalize them anymore. It's kind of, you know.
Will you entertain a motion?
That's just where I'm going to go.
Well, then I move that we accept the $3,000 offer from the petitioner in this point.
And is there a second to that?
Second, I'll second.
Okay, do you want to discuss this some more?
I don't need to.
I think it's,
Charlotte?
please note that I think that's kind of high, but I will vote for it.
Okay.
Before you vote, let me clarify, $3,000 plus the administrative fee or $3,000 flat?
Including,
You made the motion.
So 3,000 flat.
They should issue a check for $3,000 to the county. That
Very
should
good.
clear all their bills.
Thank you.
Is that what everybody understands?
I'll
Okay, you'll second?
revise my second.
All right, then all those in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
All those opposed?
No.
Okay, it carries 3-1.
Adjourn.
And
You have to move.
anybody else got anything to say?
Will you pay that immediately, or?
Yes, yes, we can get that paid immediately. The Dowds are out of town, but it would early next week be okay.
Just send Justin Remo over with a check.
I will do that.
All right.
Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
And I'll hear a second.
Second.
And the meeting is adjourned.
John.
I was-
Good to see you everybody.
Why?